as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King, and once again we've come to Velvet, which is nestled here in the original Aloha, a perfect place to come to wine and dine, and a perfect place to welcome our guests this week. A lot to get through, a lot of important local information as well, so stay tuned.
Hey, hey.
We are talking this year at the United Nationalities and Marbella Summit once again about our older generation, our ever-increasing elderly generation in Marbella, of which I have to include myself. I will be a grandmother soon, and I'm getting up there. Thank you very much. So joining me again once, we have Allan Edwards, who is the president of the U3A, the University of the Tercera Edad. How do you say that in English?
Universidad in English, oh, University of the Third Age.
Oh, so you would just say third age? Oh.
Yes, exactly, because you have the young people, you have people who are working, generally speaking, and you have the next generation, which is us, I'm afraid.
Yes, well actually I have to say that it's like, I feel like I'm coming into my own. So the benefit of growing up is that you do kind of get to know yourself and feel that you're in your own skin. And of course our lovely Amanda Wooden, who's a volunteer with with Age Concern. But it's all very much in together, because we're just saying AAA have actually started taking dogs to the old age home in Puerto Banús because it's very therapeutic. We were just talking about this before, Alan.
Yes, we were indeed, actually. That's obviously many people enjoy the company of animals, or have done in their lives. So if they sometimes don't have access to those animals, then it brings a little bit of joy into their lives. And you only have to see people in the street when they stoop to look at an animal. There is so much love in their faces at that moment in time. They probably don't show it to human beings.
And that's funny, I didn't think of that. If you've always had animals at home and then suddenly you find yourself in an old age home, to not have that companionship that you've always cherished.
Yeah, many people who are isolated in that sense probably had pets when they were younger, for most of their lives in fact, and we all know that dogs in particular are the best companions that you can have. So to be deprived of that in later life, even just momentarily to enjoy the company of these animals, is very therapeutic. I'm sure of that.
What also is very nice to see is that we are here joining forces, Age Concern, U3A. They are just parts of associations of people who are helping not just old people, isolated people, people who want to feel they belong and can take part in things.
Exactly. I mean, that's what we do. My association is called U3A International, in fact, and that's the website, because it relates to the many different nationalities who visit Marbella or live in Marbella, and there are so many, as you know, and so there is no reason why anyone of any age who has time on their hands should feel isolated in life, because this is what we are all trying to offer. It's not just to elderly people, but it's to people who maybe are isolated in some way, that they don't have any social contact, and we're trying to do that as well as give other levels of support.
Linda, together with entertainment, things to do, group activities, keeping the mind active and the body active, fundamental. For those who aren't as active, those who are maybe poorly, temporarily, on a longer basis, Age Concern is there, but you also agree it's fundamental that we join forces, communicate amongst the different services to let people know it's there.
Oh, absolutely, because, U3A, I think, is really, really important for people over, 40, 50, who arrive here. They've retired from their proper jobs, they've got nothing to do, and what they can do is they can do voluntary work for us, but at the same time participate in their own exciting things that they want to do. I mean, I belong to U3A and I enjoy writing, and so we have a group called the Fictional Writing Group, but we also have under that writing banner people that are writing memoirs. People have got a lot to say, And there's no reason why when they get older that they can't still have a voice.
In fact, talk about that, it's amazing. See, when you talk about a subject, it brings things up. Ali Meehan is the president of Costa Women, over 6,000 women, not just English women, English-speaking women generally, but on the come to Spain or in Spain. And she also said the idea that if we could take our teens who we're looking for activities for, and they could perhaps go to the old age homes and they could interview the older people and get them to tell them their stories. We could maybe publish those as well, in the sense there is so much richness in a life with years of history.
What my association does, apart from the various activities that they hold, we do actually run an awful lot of talks and presentations and lectures on different subjects, on many different subjects, and there are different series of British history, history of architecture, etc. But we have one particular section of talks that we allocate for, it could be on any subject whatsoever. So we have radio presenters, for instance, that come along and give an anecdotal talk for about an hour. But there are so many people out there who have got fascinating life, or who've had fascinating lives, and maybe want to share that in some way or another. So that is not only the opportunity we offer, not only the opportunity to take part in these activities, but actually to share their own experiences and share their own interest with other people. And that in itself is a reason to get people out and get people involved in that sense. If they are able to, they have a particular interest and they just want to either do things with other people, or they want to give the benefit of their knowledge, spread them, because there's nothing more satisfying than teaching other people to achieve things, you know. And if you can do that, then that's another reason to come out, and that's what we're trying to do, is get people involved in the community.
Well, I think it's lovely, and I have to say that when I first started doing the television, Bijan Arta, I bumped into him in Terrace Bernabé event in the Melia Don Pepe, and he said, I love your show, it's so great, and he said all the wonderful things about it, but then he gave me tips like, don't do more than interviews more than this long, do this, and he expected nothing in return, just to help. And what a great example to follow, if we can just pass on a bit of wisdom to help someone else.
Well, exactly, because we go through life and we don't know much when we come into it, but by the time we're about to leave, we have a fount of knowledge between us that we're able to share with other people. And why not just leave money to somebody, but leave some of your experience, leave some of your knowledge to other people. And when you see actually someone benefit from that, and like Linda was saying about the writing group, that is a special sort of group that is actually, there is no criticism, there is just, everybody is helping each other, everybody learns a little bit from it, and when you go home and you've learned a little bit, you feel so much better. And when someone's actually passed on something that they know to someone else, you have a lovely feeling inside. So that's a community feeling that we're trying to generate, isn't it, I think?
And also, quite frankly, you know, there are a lot of people just over 40, 45 that have retired, and they probably are wondering, what on earth can I do? Yes, U3A do lovely walks for the very fit and so on, but there are other people, like a girl called Rachel, who I think you've interviewed, who does exercises, but in the old age homes, you know, just to get them doing stuff. And AAA take their dogs there now. And, you know, it's so exciting, all that
exactly,
sort of
coming
thing.
up with different ideas of different things that we can do when you have a bit of time and goodwill. It's amazing how much can be done. If you would like to share what you have to offer to our community, if you have a space for kids, if you want your business to be part of our designated driver Zero Hero project, you want to be a volunteer for age concern, you want to get part of U3A, you want to walk a dog, there are so many things that you can do. MarbelleNowTV.com, UNMS 2018 is the tab to click to register. We look forward to seeing you on Tuesday the 24th. We'll be televised, and everyone who takes part will of course count on the support not only of Marbella Now TV and me, Marbella Radio, but of everyone who's taking part, because together we are so much better.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. And just a quick one.
Yes.
Age Concern are having a lunch next week on the 12th of April, and everyone's welcome. We'd love them all to come.
Well, we'll make sure this comes out on Monday the 9th then, so you don't miss it. Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Hey, hey.
Free taxi 4 times a month and 25% discount on your car insurance if you're the Zero Hero.
Yeah, I'm here in Marbella, but it says here I'm in La Canada.
If you haven't mastered the lingo, don't worry. Linear Director has a free GPS geolocator service that will come and find you.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
A Emirates dá-lhe as boas-vindas a bordo do Estádio da Luz. O seu entusiasmo é muito importante para nós. Pedimos, por isso, a sua atenção para as instruções que se seguem. Neste estádio, existem 32 portas, 65.000 adeptos e 2 balizas. Este jogo terá a duração de 90 minutos, com uma paragem de 15 minutos ao minuto 45. Estamos quase prontos para a entrada em campo da equipa do Benfica. Pedimos-lhe que nessa altura coloque toda a bagagem de mão aos seus pés e assegure-se que todos os aparelhos eletrónicos estão desligados para que possa concentrar-se em dar à sua equipa o apoio incondicional que ela merece. Chamamos agora a vossa atenção para as regras de utilização do cachecol. Coloque o cachecol sobre os ombros em sinal de benfiquismo e mantenha-o apertado durante todo o jogo. Em caso de golo, os cascóis saltam automaticamente. Coloque-o sobre a cabeça e respire normalmente. Adeptos acompanhados por crianças devem abraçá-las nesta altura. O jogo está prestes a começar. A Emirates agradece a vossa preferência e deseja a todos um bom jogo. Carrega Benfica!
Zebra crossings, pedestrian crossings, do not mean the same thing in Spain as they do, for example, in England. We're used in England to having a zebra crossing that if you come near it, everybody stops. They don't park near zebra crossings either. This isn't the case in Spain. In fact, in Spain, particularly locally, it blows my mind to see when you come off a roundabout how many zebra crossings there are immediately thereafter. There are many places that you will see have zebra crossings on the entrance to a street. Therefore, if you're going to cross the road, if a car was to come round fast round the corner into the street you're crossing, they would knock you over. You have to have your wits about you at all times when on a pedestrian crossing. Please do make sure you are looking and listening all the time, and when you are crossing the road, look and see if the pedestrian crossing is on the entrance coming off a roundabout where a car could come round fast, and if that's the case, walk further down before you cross. Thank you.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
You can find recordings of all our Marbella Now TV shows and Me Marbella radio shows, with also links to my Euro Weekly Common Marbella moments from our website, marbellanowtv.com. Thank you for joining us this evening. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other. Hasta mañana.
And it's time.